So the first thing you need to do is to plan the upgrade steps. Always plan things ahead, because if you plan, you are able to anticipate problems that you may face later after executing each step.
Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control?
So what should you do to upgrade successfully? Figure when it is the right time to upgrade. So you need to do something to execute the upgrade. So the first thing you need to do is to plan the upgrade steps. Always plan things ahead, because if you plan, you are able to anticipate problems that you may face later after executing each step. Okay, so you need to have steps and also tests to verify if those steps were executed correctly. Okay, so let's elaborate a plan. Okay, this is just a suggestion. You follow whatever plan you think is reasonable for you. So I'm just suggesting a plan that I think it's reasonable for me. Okay, that's what I use. Okay, I only suggest things that I use. Okay, so the first step is to test the upgrade in the development environment. Let's say that you decide that you need to upgrade PHP and also the operating system. You use a development machine, which could be your own computer, and then you install that version. Install that version in a safe environment that you can fail as many times as possible, so you can learn how to do all the steps correctly. So the first step is actually testing in an upgrade, the upgrade in a development environment. Okay, ahead I'm going to describe a bit better what could be that development environment, so you have more criteria on how to set up this upgrade and have it run successful. So the next step is schedule the upgrade date. Okay, if you are going to do an upgrade, there must be a specific date that you plan to execute the actual upgrade. I mean, upgrading in your server. Okay, so what I suggest is to find out what are the days in your site, your application, that have lower traffic. I mean, the days that less users are using it. Because if you are going to do an upgrade, there will be some downtime. It's the time when your system will be down, your site will be down, and people will not be able to access it because you will doing the upgrade. During the upgrade, things will stop. Okay, so what can be those days that will be better to do the upgrade? Usually it can be the weekend. However, some people stop working at the weekend, they do whatever they want, they stay closer to their families, their friends, and they stay away from work. So you need to find out what can be other days that could be better for you to do the upgrade. What I suggest is that you use tools like Google Analytics or Google Search Console, because often the sites get traffic, get visitors from Google search engine. So it could be a good reference to use Google Search Console. If you have visitors, users come from other sources, you can also use the Google Analytics or some other analytics tool, probably provided by some other company. It doesn't have to be Google. I'm just suggesting what I use. Okay, look at the charts of the traffic, the number of visitors. So you find out from the days that you can work, which are the days that are better because they have lower number of people visiting your site. That is the criteria that I suggest. Okay. Next step in the planning is to put your site in maintenance mode. What is maintenance mode? It's a mode that nothing works. It just shows the user a message telling that the site is in maintenance mode, and the tool return sometime later, a few minutes, a few hours, probably a few days, but that's quite a long period of time to be down. So what is important is to tell the users that the site is down and it will be back later after the upgrade. You don't need to tell the users that you're doing an upgrade. That is usually something internal, it's private, and you should just show the users what they need to know is when the site will be back. If it is important for them, they need to know when they will be able to be back, so they have an expectation when it will work again. Okay, the next step is to do the actual upgrade to the newer version. So the actual upgrade, it depends on what you are upgrading. So basically those are the same steps that you did in your development environment when you tested the upgrade. So you need to install a new operating system, probably need to execute the procedure of running the installation software, and take some time, answer some questions, do the upgrade, and then it finishes the upgrade, and that's it. Okay. If you also need to upgrade the PHP, you need to figure what exactly will be the type of the upgrade that you'll do. If you control the operating system, the environment on which the PHP will run, you'll be able to decide exactly what version it will run. You may also install PHP from the source code, so you can install a very specific version that will run on your server, so you will be able to decide the exact version that you need to run on that server. Okay, the next step is to test if the upgrade succeeded. Did it succeed? Did it fail? You need to have some tests that verify if everything is working correctly. So basically the tests could be some software, some scripts that can verify conditions that when they are met, it means that everything is working. Okay, you can write PHP scripts, shell scripts, it is whatever you prefer, as long as you have some tests. So as I mentioned before, do the steps and have a test that verifies if the step succeeded. Okay, if the step is to upgrade, have something to test. Okay, ahead I'm going to give more specific recommendations on how to test certain features of PHP and other aspects that you may want to test in your server environment. Okay, finally, you need to take the site out of maintenance mode. That is just undo the initial step to take the site to the maintenance mode. Yeah. This means that you also need to have something in your application that instead of serving the regular pages, returning the responses to all the HTTP requests, let's imagine that you have an API. The API probably also needs to put in maintenance mode. So instead of giving the regular pages or the regular API responses, you need to return specific HTTP codes so that the clients of the APIs and also the browsers understand that it is a temporary issue. It's not a failure. It's something that is going on and will end sooner or later. Okay, if you all have also pages that need to be indexed by search engines like Google, there are certain HTTP codes that you need to return to tell those search engines that it is a temporary issue. It's not a problem, so they don't assume that you are removing your site and it will no longer be indexed. That would be bad, so be careful, and I will show you the exact codes that you need to issue in a moment. Okay?
Can you feel it wrapped around your soul?